In this video, we're going to be looking at the laws of exponents. Now, the first law of exponent is the simplest law, the zero exponent. The zero exponent, it indicates any number powered by the exponent 0 is 1. So x powered by the exponent 0, any number of variable powered by the exponent 0 is 1. So x to the power of x powered by the exponent 0 is 1. 1 million powered by the exponent 0 is also 1. Any number of variable, even x, y, b, z, q powered by the exponent 0, the answer still will be 1. The only thing that won't be 1 when we powered by the exponent 0 is 0 itself. So when it's 0 powered by the exponent 0, the answer won't be 1, it will be 0. So that's the simplest law. So now let's go to the product and the quotition rule. So the product rule, for it to work, it only works if the powers have the same base. So these are the powers. This is a power, and this is a power. This is a power, and this is a power. So the product rule, it only works if the two powers that I'm multiplying with have the same base. That's when we apply the product rule. So let's apply it. This equation is for the product rule. So if A was 1, and x was 2, and y was 3, this means that it's going to be like this. And as I said, the product rule, it only works when you have the same base, when the powers have the same base. So this powers, you can see that it has the same base, 1 and 1. So here we're going to add 2 plus 3, which is 1 powered by the exponent 5. So that's simple as that. Any power with the same base, when you multiply it, you add the exponents. Simple as that. So let me give you another example. If the value of a was 15, if the value of x was 7, and if the value of y was 10, this would be just it, the same base. When the powers have the same base, what do? We add the exponents. So we're going to add the exponents. 7 plus 10, which is 17. 15 powered by the exponent 17. So that's it for the product rule. Now in the quotient rule, when the powers that we're dividing with have the same base, we're going to subtract the exponents. If a was 2, if x was 3, and if y was 1, let's replace it with its value. This will be 2 divided by 2 over y. As I said, if the powers that we're dividing with have the same base, what do? We subtract the exponents. So we're going to do 2, 3 minus 1. And 2, 3 minus 1 is 2 to the exponent 2. So now, here's a little tip that I can give you. If it was, let's say there was no exponent here. If it was 2 over 3 divided by 2, this is just a simple example. How are you going to do this one since there's no exponent? Well, it's the same as, you know why? Because any number or variable, whether it's 2, x, y, or z, any number or a variable that does not have an exponent, it's automatically powered by the exponent 1. Automatically, any number that has no exponent is automatically powered by the exponent 1. So here there's no exponent, that means it's automatically powered by the exponent 1. So we still do the same thing. When we have the same base, the powers have the same base, what do? And we're dividing, what do? We subtract the exponents. So 2, 3 minus 1, answer will be 2 squared. So as simple as that. Product rule, when you multiply the powers with the same base, you add the exponents. And quotient rule, when you divide powers with the same base, you subtract the exponents. The power rule is when you multiply an exponent with another exponent. Let's say a was 1, x was 2, and y was 3. We replace it Now when it's like this, the number that's outside of the bracket is going to affect the numbers inside the brackets. So when it's like this, you're going to be multiplying the 2 times 3 since brackets shows multiplication. So here is 2 times 3, which equals to 1 powered by the exponent 6. When you multiply another power by another power, that's what you do. So let me give you a more advanced 12, 15, 2. We're going to multiply 15 by 2, 15 times 2, which will be 30. 12 powered by the exponent 30. So in the power rule, to be multiplying the exponent inside the brackets with the exponent outside of the bracket. And the base does not change. Now let's go to the power of a product and the power of a fraction rule. So here, we're going to be multiplying the numbers inside the brackets with the exponents. Now, these numbers, A, B, they're separated by an operation. When it's like this, that means they're separated by an operation. Either it can be times, addition, subtraction, any operation. Let's say A was 5, B was 7, and X was 3. So here I'm going to be adding A and B. You can add, sometimes they can give you a question where they're adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. So here, when you're adding 5, we're going to be, this exponent is going to be affecting the numbers inside the brackets. So this will equal to 5 cube plus 7 cube. So this cube will affect the 7 and 5. Another example, if A was 7, B was 100, and X was 156. We replace A. I'm going to be subtracting this time. I mean, they can give you in any operation 156. So this exponent, remember that there's an invisible exponent 1 here. So we'll be multiplying this by this, which is 156. It also here, there's also an invisible exponent 1. 1 times 156, it will be 106 times 156. So as simple as that. The numbers inside the bracket, you're going to be multiplying with the exponent outside of the bracket. Now here, the fraction rule is still the same. Let's say A was 1, B was 2, and X was 3 here. So it will be 1 over 2, 3. We're going to multiply the numbers inside the brackets with the exponent 3. So don't forget, when a number is like this, there's an invisible exponent 1. So it will be 1 times 3 is 3 over 2, 1 times 3 is 3. So this will be the answer. Okay, now in the negative exponent rule, we're trying to calculate the number powered by a negative exponent simpler. So let's say A was 3 and X was 2. When we replace the numbers here, the equation here with its value, it's going to be 3 negative 2. How are we going to solve this? Well, we're going to solve it by flipping this power. So let's put the exponent aside. We're going to flip it later. First, let's flip the whole number first. Okay, so now the 3, when we write it as a fraction, the answer will be 3 over 1. So when you do negative exponent, don't forget to turn the number into a fraction. So when we say we're going to flip it, that means the denominator is going to be the numerator and the numerator is going to be the denominator. We're going to flip it. So when it's like this, when you have a number, Like here, 3 part by negative exponent negative 2. Let's first flip the whole number. The whole number, first write it as its fraction. Here is it, 3 over 1. When we flip it, it's going to be 1 over 3. Okay, so since we flipped the whole number, we are right. It's okay. So now you have to focus now here, the exponent. When you flip the exponent, when you flip negative 2, the opposite of negative 2 is positive 2. So you're going to write the positive sign here. So here, I'm going to put 2. So we flipped it. So 3, negative 2. When we flip it is 1 over 3, 2. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you understood laws of exponents.